Students. Today we will discuss Gopal Krishna Adiga's poem Do Something Brother. This poem satirizes people's tendency to prove themselves by compulsively carrying out actions without trying to be in sync with nature or considering the consequences of their actions. For example, in the first stanza, the poet writes, Pull out this lip Pull out this leaf, nip this little leaf, crush that flower. In the second stanza, he writes, Earth, water, the skies, they are all your geese with golden eggs, gouge them out, slash them. The poet refers to the fable of the goose. This poem satirizes people's tendency to prove themselves by compulsively carrying out actions without trying to be in sync with nature or considering the consequences of their actions. For example, in the first stanza, the poet writes, Pull out this leaf, nip this little leaf, crush that flower. The poet refers to the fable of the goose with golden eggs, in which the goose is killed so that its golden eggs can be extracted all at once rather than one per day. The poet criticizes man's destructive desire to destroy the bounty of nature to prove himself and his virility. The poet writes satirically about people's desire to go forward when they encounter something that waylays them or confuses them, such as winter mists, walls of fog. In these situations, the poet writes, No, no, this won't do. You are a simple man, and that's your strength. The poet satirizes people's desire to go forward no matter what without reflection, acting compulsively and destroying the world around them to prove their own strength. At the end of the poem, the poet suggests that man's tendency to prove himself will end in destruction. As he writes, I quote, Break down the atom, reach for the ultimate world within, find God's own arrow, and aim straight at the heart of God's own embryo world. Unquote. This is a reference to people's discovery of atomic weapons and the threat that humans now pose to their own world. Humans have become so intent on proving their power that they now might destroy themselves.